It's no surprise that there are different currencies used around the world. You can't go to Europe and expect to use the dollar, and a Japanese tourist can't come to America and expect to use the yen. So we have to have some way of converting these currencies into equivalent values. This is called a foreign exchange rate. If you Google how many yen are equivalent to $1, this is what you find. This is also used to compare average incomes in different countries. You can just multiply the average income in one country by the foreign exchange rate, and then you get the relative average income of each country. There are some problems with this though. The market exchange rates only account for traded goods, such as clothing or food. It does not account for the non-traded goods, such as houses or real estate, which can be pretty big ticket items here in the United States.
In a small village in India, exchange rates may measure their median income as 1,000 American dollars. However, this does not tell the whole side of their standard of living. This is because while they make a lot less money than the average American, the production of their non-traded goods is much cheaper than America. Therefore, they can buy their own local products that have non-traded inputs for much cheaper than the American consumer, even though the exchange rate does not take this into consideration.
To try to overcome this, purchasing power parity was devised. This attempts to correct for the relative cost of living in each country, but it still doesn't do a great job because it can't predict what goods or services a person in America is going to buy compared to what goods or services someone in China is going to buy. As the best solution, the economists came up with the Big Mac Index.
So let's look further into the Big Mac Index. Since the Big Mac is a standard product, meaning that it is the same across borders, it can be used to compare different standards of living and different prices. There's even a 600-page manual on how the Big Mac is created. To get some Big Mac expertise, we went to a local McDonald's. Let's see what we found.
We're here at the Big Mac Federal Reserve System in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Otherwise known as the crust of McDonald's here at MLK. We're trying to score an interview to see just how important the Big Mac is in the global economy. Alright, we're here at the Federal Reserve in Fayetteville with Tavion. Tavion, what do you think is the best item on your menu?
Say the Big Mac.
The Big Mac? Okay. Do you have experience making the Big Mac?
Yes, sir.
How many do you think you made? Give us a rough estimate.
Over 100.
Over 100. Wow. Matt, any questions?
Yeah, would you say that the Big Mac's made the same way each time?
It depends. If you want no onions, no pickles, no lettuce.
But the base product is the same. Like,
Yes.
if someone doesn't make any modifications, can be made the same way every time?
Yes, still.
Do you think that the Big Mac here in America is made the same like a Big Mac is in China?
I don't even know.
Don't even
I
know.
don't know.
Would you say yes, no?
I would say yes.
Yes?
I would say yes.
Okay. And if you were to say which country made the best Big Macs, which country is it?
Say America.
America, of course, absolutely. And I'm gonna go one step further. Which branch in America, which McDonald's branch in America do you think makes the best Big Macs?
My McDonald's.
Here's McDonald's. Guys, you heard it. We're here at the MLK location. The best Big Macs are here in Fayetteville, less than 2 minutes away from you. Go out and grab them. Matt?
That's it. That's all I have.
Big Mac Index is obtained by dividing the cost of a Big Mac in one country by the price in another and then comparing it to the actual exchange rate. If the first rate is lower, then that first currency is undervalued. And the same would be true if it ends up being higher. So let's look at some tangible numbers to get an idea of what they look like today. On this graph, the colors of each country represent how undervalued or overvalued the currency is. For example, the average price of a Big Mac in America in July 2016 was $5.04, and in China it was only $2.79. So according to the Big Mac Index, the yen was undervalued by 45% at that time.
Big Macs per hour is a lighthearted look at currency evaluations around the world. Since the Big Mac is a standard product, it can be calculated by dividing the McWage, or the earnings of a McDonald's employee, by the local price of the Big Mac.
Oh man, I lost one. Can I get your calculator, man?
This one?
Yeah.
It's going to cost you
What's it gonna cost me?
like 0.78 Big Macs, dude.
Alright, we can do that.